Welcome to Pause with Poli. And as we arrive at this Holy Saturday, I want to share that we are approaching the end of this special series. And with today's reflection and the message for Easter to come, this part of the journey is come to a close for now. It has been a gift to hold a space with you each day. And though this series is ending, the pauses, the presence, the love, they continue. There will be more to come in time. But for now, let's rest in the sacred silence of this day. So let us begin. Today, Holy Saturday, the day we remember Jesus in the tomb, a day between sorrow and celebration, between grief and resurrection. For many, today is really full of preparations for Easter. I remember that when I was a little kid, it would be the day I was really looking forward to having the chocolate eggs on the following day on Sunday. And most likely the adults were really wrapping up the eggs or hiding them for the Easter hunt that in Brazil happens on Sunday. But let's go back in time and let's think of this day, what it was like for the first followers of Jesus, for his disciples, the ones who were close to him. This was a day of silence, of confusion, of loss. They didn't know how this story would unfold. And yet, even in that silence, there was love. Even in the waiting, there was hope. And thinking of this story and reading through our booklet, I could think of this story and the one that I have experienced, that kind of hope during moments of grief. I went back in time to when my grandma passed, in the beginning of the year 2000. It was 2003. And I was the one connecting with friends and family on the phone to let them know of grandma's passing. That was tough. That was not an easy task. To center, talk to somebody, try to hold my tears, letting the tears come. But there was love involved in the task. After the funeral, I remember that we gathered at my parents' house. We were sitting around the dining table, having coffee, having cake, and we were sharing stories. And these stories were really flowing around. And from those stories, there was also laughter. We were laughing over some of them. Somebody would tell a joke and we would even laugh more. And I remember that through one of those laugh moments, the telephone rang and I was the one to pick it up. And I was still really laughing over what was being shared. And the person on the other side of the line asked, "What is so funny?" And I was like, "Oh, we just came back from grandma's funeral." And yeah, ha, ha. And that was like, whoa. There was a pause. But after the pause, there was more laugh. Because we were not laughing because grandma had gone. We were laughing at the stories that we were sharing. Because her love lived on in our stories. And her memory brought us together. That story was also part of the moment we gathered once again around the very same dining table, having coffee and having cake with friends and family after my sister's funeral. We were sharing grandma's story of how we were laughing. And once again, there we were laughing again. And we were like, "Oh, Let's just expect the phone to ring and then we are answering to the phone laughing. You know, these stories, the love that it is surrounded with, it lives on. And that's what love does. It lives on. It holds us. It brings us together. Even when we feel broken inside, there is something that is making that we can keep ourselves together. So today is not hopeless. Our journeys are not hopeless. Today holds the quiet, steady, patient hope that love remains, even in the silence. May we be able to bring that into our lives. A love that believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. We can find that within us, surrounding us. You might think of your own stories, your own experience. Where in your life have you experienced this patient hope when maybe you couldn't see a way forward, but you still felt carried by love? What memories have brought laughter through tears, revealing the kind of love that never truly leaves? It's in there. It has always been and it will always be there. How is love gently holding you today at this moment in your life? Let's pause, not to rush, not to go into the past of the silence, but to rest in the hope that it carries. We are past, we are present, we are future, and we are always carried by this love, the love that comes from God. Love remains, hope lives on, and we are not alone. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in our next pause.